directing it is extremely important because they're the person that actually tells the audience the story. The casting director, who is the person who hires who's going, okay, there's like so much more to it. Like this all determines the storyline that is given out to the audience. So unless we know who the casting director is, the person that chose the people to go, who's producing it, so who's putting up the money for it, these people have to either believe in one side or the other. What side did they believe in? The person who's directing it, which is the main line of who determines what's going to be seen, unless you know his history, you can't, it's so much more than that. It's not, the priest is just the person who like sold the idea to the production.
No, here's how it's going. He's sponsoring 2 people, but he's inviting like 30 from each side.
There's no movie.
So if you want to,
there's no movie in history or in the future that's ever going to be released if it's just the priest is picking the people. He's the idea. I get that.
He's not picking the people. He's inviting both sides.
Right.
Like Glover McGlobey and Neaton Okay. So he's not directing anything. He's just saying, let's go over there. Let's check out the stuff.
Right, that's why.
And let's decide for ourselves what's going on.
They present film ideas all the time, and they get a portion of the results of that financial income from that. Okay.
This is documentary. This is not an event that you're going to be seeing in movie theaters. So we're not talking about the same subject.
An indie film. Okay, that's my specialty. In indie film, all these same protocols take place. They just take place with lesser money and not on the same front as Hollywood. It's all the same protocols. I have a casting director. I have production. I have producers. It's the same stuff. It's just on a more lower level, okay? It all still has to take place. No industry, indie or Hollywood, is going to allow a priest to just come in and pick people. And I understand you said he's not. He's inviting. That's why I called him the idea guy. He's going to get retribution, financial retribution for that, okay? He's going to get credit for that. He's called the creator. In screenwriting, he's the creator, the idea guy. He is not going to get credit for writing the screenplay, obviously. And there is a screenplay, whether you believe it or not. But
there is no screenplay. You go and look and document, period. There's no screenplay.
Okay, all right, I'll just be quiet, but like, I'm just telling you that I've written documentaries, okay, and I know for a fact that they have to have never mind, it's an outline, it's a complete script.
I understand what you're saying about indie movies. This is not a regular indie thing. It's basically the guy's like, let's go to the place, both sides, and let's observe.
Mm-hmm. And there's money needed.
It's a free thought. He's not going to be controlling the documents. He's not going to be controlling the film. He's saying, let's go both sides, observing it, and then let's see what's up.
I understand, but what you don't understand is that money does not allow people to just get in their car and go. Okay, this has to be paid for, and in order to be paid for, you have to seek people to put up money to cover that. Okay, and this money comes from what's called production.
No.
So Will Duffy is actually
for 2 people, and the rest of the people pay for themselves.
So Will Duffy is actually financing this personally. He's a millionaire.
Okay, so that's important. So who's the millionaire financing it?
His name is Will Duffy. He's what Mythman referred to as a priest, but he's actually a pastor in, I think it was Arizona.
Pastor. Sorry, he's a pastor.
Okay, so it's independent, and he's putting up the money. So see, this is important. So if he's doing that, then he's considered the director as well. And
he's putting up the money for 2 people. That's it. The rest of the people have to pay for themselves.
Do you know how he picked these 2 people? It's not a challenge. I'm literally just curious.
It's whoever of the
go ahead.
It's whoever of the 24 from each side that he invited are willing and actually, are selected by their own audience to go. So far, there haven't been any real takers for that, as far as I know. But
do you know where he's getting his film crew from? I'm not.
He doesn't have a film crew. This is not like that. It's not an indie production. He's a guy who's saying, I pay for 2. one on each side, and the rest of you have to pay for yourself because it's $30,000, so it's not cheap. But everybody is invited.
So this is more like not necessarily what we call a documentary. This is them documenting. I understand that there is a difference, even if it sounds like there's not. This is them taking a personal trip and filming it. Okay, well, that makes more sense.
Yes,
because
madam.
When you say the
Yes.
word documentary, then there's a whole lot of other stuff. But so a documentary
Yeah,
is
it's not a
film.
production. It's basically just
Totally
invitation
get it
to
now.
observe.
Absolutely get it now. When you say documentary, that is a film that is released that documents stuff. But when you say we're just documenting a trip, total different thing. So I totally get you now.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. I have it on my list to do. But forgive me then, because documentary equals film, and so I always think in those terms. But if this is more like a personal trip and we're just recording it, totally different situation. So thank you.
Yeah. It's basically invited. Both sides are invited, and it's invited by a person of religion. So it's not initiated by the science guys, if you want to call us that. And it is just an open invitation to, like, let's go and see.
Yeah, and it would be actually very, very disappointing, at least for me personally, if there were no flat earthers that took him up on the challenge.
It sounds like a hit piece.
Why does it sound that way?
Just sounds like it will be a hit piece.
Is that just your gut telling you?
No hitting. There's no hitting. There's no aim. It's just like both parties come. Let's watch, and he's not saying that scientists are lying about the 24 hours, and he's just saying let's check it out if it's true.
Miss Man, may I ask you a question, sir? Are you
Yes,
Dutch?
sir. Yes, ma'am.
Are you Dutch or of Dutch origin?
No,
I'm
a Central
asking-
European socialist country, little tiny place.
I'm asking.
And I live in America.
Okay. So do you guys see where I get confused? Because if I was to say, like, go up North Main here 3 hours to Acadia National Park, and I recorded that and I released it on YouTube, I wouldn't call that a documentary. You know what I mean? Because a documentary is an official film type of thing. So I hope you understand where I was coming from.
Yeah, it is a very important distinction, documentary versus documented thing.
Yeah. Documented is different. So I apologize if I took up any space with that.
No, you don't need to.
Yeah, but if you invited both sides, it would be a cool thing, regardless of what you call it. If everybody was invited openly and just say, bring your own camera and do your own thing, and let's observe and let's do the experiment personally, that would be a cool thing.
Yeah,
no matter what you call it.
See, one of them is just like we as the people. The other one is this is compromised because it's industry, and who is the director, who's that, and you need to know what their beliefs are and where they come from. Are they involved in secret society, blah, 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 in order to know if they're going to have a agenda when they put this out. So see, that's irrelevant now. You know what I mean?
And by the way,
No industry.
one second.
No industry.